How do you start a business when you don't have any money? That's a question I used to ask myself because when I was first coming up, it was right around the same time that the movie The Social Network came out. And everyone was so excited about Silicon Valley going out to San Francisco, raising venture funding for their startups, to the point where it seemed impossible to start a business without any money. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. So I looked around for a long time and eventually I stumbled upon this thing called the Lean movement. And Lean at the time was a movement that involved going to customers directly and figuring out how to validate your business using only conversations, getting a minimum viable product built, and then only at that point going out and either getting funding or bootstrapping it, using your own funds to grow the business at that point. Now, I'm a bigger fan of bootstrapping. As you can see, our marketing agency, our course, our software tools, everything that we have right now has been bootstrapped. Although we might raise money in the future. Let me know if you're wanting to put some money into the Alex Berman, Robert Indress business. Let me know down below. No promises, but we might be taking investors soon. But I've become a master at starting businesses without any money because I didn't want to put any money in, because I didn't have like a massive pile of money to put into business. But also, I realized that not taking money for your business gives you more freedom. You can do really whatever you want without a boss. I had this entrepreneur on the podcast a while ago called Rand Fishkin, who runs Spark Toro, and he was talking about how he had all this venture funding for his company Moz, and it was just depressing him to the point where he had to quit. So I don't want any of that. I don't want a boss. I don't want anything like that. And what I found is if you really want to start a business, yes, you can follow lean principles. Yes, you can get your first few customers, but how do you find those? Especially if you don't have money for ads and you don't have money for a business development guru to join your team. Well, the answer is email outreach, making a list of potential customers and sending them an email. That's how I did it, and that's the same thing we teach at Email 10K. That's the same thing we talk about all the time on this channel. And then in detail in our course, in much more detail than anything you're gonna see here. You can check that out at email10k.com. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of the different outreach methods that we've tried as a company when we were building our 7-figure agency and continue to build it when we were building our other companies, and talk you through some of what worked, what didn't work, and what you can do to start your business, grow your business without putting any money down. Let's do it. I also wanted to say that a lot of people, if you're new to this channel, I talk about cold email a ton here, so feel free to go ahead and give it a subscribe, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. But also, cold email gets this very bad rep. People think that it's spamming or it's illegal to send to consumers. But what is true is, one, if you do cold email the right way, you're not spamming. I recommend personalized messages to the point where people will thank you for emailing them even if they're not interested. That's what I've seen again and again. And according to the United States canned spam law, cold email is actually legal in the United States if you're sending emails for business purposes. And I've seen it argued that it's even legal in Europe under GDPR if you're reaching out for legitimate business reasons. What's not legal is buying a list of 12,000 consumers that aren't business customers and emailing them. So just keep that in mind. We're not talking about spam. We're talking about targeted, customized, personalized cold email outreach. So in this video, I want to lay out some reasons why cold email outreach is the best method to start a business in 2021 and beyond. The first reason is cold email is affordable. You can start with just a Gmail account, or if you really want to spend a little bit of money, get a custom domain from G Suite for $5 or $6 a month, and you can be off to the races. You can be sending cold emails, talking to potential target customers, and making money immediately. I've done it with just a Gmail account. I actually have a bunch of examples on this channel of me doing email outreach with just a Gmail account, both when I tried to get my little brother his dream job and succeeded, and reaching out for the movie business, and all of the stuff we were doing with cold email outreach when we were first starting. I was just using a Gmail account. Also in the course Email 10K, I have an example of me getting permission from another agency to sell their 6-figure, 7-figure services using just a Gmail account. No website, no nothing. So you can start this for free. There's no excuse. Money should not be an excuse for you to hold off on starting your business. The second reason why this is the best method to start a business is personal connection. Instead of doing all of the marketing tasks like they taught me in business school, where you're going out and creating an avatar of your perfect customer and trying to figure out what magazines they subscribe to. This is legit what they teach in school. What magazines do they subscribe to? Go to the Barnes & Noble and look at all the magazines. The curriculum for business schools is stuck in like 1998. No internet exists, at least where I was. Maybe at Harvard it's different. If you've gone to Harvard, let me know down in the comments. Are they talking about the internet in the business school yet? I assume they are. But instead of creating the avatars, instead of doing all of this soft marketing stuff, you can find people online using the tools we talk about on this channel, or just using LinkedIn or Google. Find people online that you think will buy from you and write them an email. And it's personal connection, it's one-to-one, you're complimenting them, you're saying that you're qualified, and you're asking if they want to meet or work together. Another good reason is email is a professional platform. So if you're going out there and you're using text message cold, first of all, I think that might be illegal. I don't know, talk to a lawyer. But if you're using cold text message, that is very personal. You're interrupting them in the middle of the day. If you're sending Facebook messages or you're sending Instagram messages, first of all, the spam filters on Facebook and Instagram are very tight, so it's gonna be hard to get through. If you're sending tweets, you might have to send your pitch publicly, which is gonna make you look like a spammer if they look at your tweets. But email, first of all, it's hidden, right? It's not public like Twitter, but it's also professional. Similar to LinkedIn, where people are in their email to do business. So if you're sending a business message in the channel that people are already in to do business, you're gonna do better than if you're sending a business message in a channel that people are on to have personal connections with their friends, like Facebook or Instagram. And you might say, oh, but LinkedIn's just as good. Have you used LinkedIn recently? I can show you my LinkedIn. I have maybe 1,000 missed connection requests and hundreds, if not thousands of messages that I just have to respond to because LinkedIn is just a spam pit. People are automating their outreach, and the spam filters on LinkedIn aren't nearly as sophisticated as the ones on Gmail, which is why it's tough. If you send personalized emails, you won't be getting marked as spam in Gmail, and so when all of the spammers get filtered out by Google's amazing spam filtering AI, which I love that they have a spam filtering AI, because it gives us an advantage because we're not spamming. So when everyone else is getting filtered out, your email rises right to the top, and then you can actually sell, versus on LinkedIn where you're competing with thousands of other people that are also automating and spamming. Another reason why cold email is the best outreach method is reachability. Everyone has email. Even teenagers who don't have laptops have email accounts. Everybody, from the oldest people to the youngest people, are using email. So if you want to reach your target audience, this is the channel for you. Another good reason is there's no middleman with email. So for instance, let's say you wanted to contact the head of marketing at Verizon. If you sent a tweet to their communications team, maybe it would get up the chain. But with email, you can find the email address using the processes we talk about on this channel or in Email 10K, and you can just email the head of marketing at Verizon, and if your pitch is good enough, now you're talking to corporate. You're not stuck in this big chain. You can even just go right for the CEO. There's no middleman. You're literally cutting right to the source. Maybe at worst you're talking to their assistant, but you're still talking to their assistant and not somebody 15 rungs down in customer support. Another reason why I love email outreach is it doesn't require any special education. You don't need to be great at graphic design like you do for Facebook and Google ads. You don't have to learn any new tools if you just use your email platform to send. Yeah, you can use tools like Mailshake or any of the ones, Lemlist, like we talk about on this channel, or in Email 10K. You can use the tools to automate the outreach and make it way better. But at first, you don't have to learn any new tools. You don't have to do anything, really. No graphic design, no copywriting skills if you're just following the scripts, because the way we write is very human. So as long as you're writing the way you talk, you're good to go. There's no Google Analytics that you have to track. There's no dashboards that you have to go with. You're just sending emails. The same thing you're already trained to do. There's no training. There's nothing that's actually needed here. Yes, if you want to be more advanced with it, like we talked about, there is training that can be done, but this is something that doesn't require a special education at all. And that's why we've seen so much success with people all over the world and of all socioeconomic backgrounds. Everyone is able to use cold email to succeed because you don't really need anything else. Another great reason is email is not going anywhere. It's been around for 25 years. Like I said before, the youngest generation is using email even when they don't use laptops. This is true, even my little brother who's in the same generation, I think even younger. My little brother might be 21, 22. Is that bad? I don't know my youngest brother's age. But he only started using a laptop when he was starting work. And before that, he was just using his phone. He was not computer trained at all, just phone trained. Not even iPad, not even tablet, nothing like that. But again, still on email. Email's not going anywhere. So if you can master this skill, it's going to last you longer than something like Facebook ads, which is already on the decline, fellas. Facebook ads, all of that training you did, all of those courses you bought on Facebook ads, it was worthless, I'm sorry. Cold email training, if you had learned cold email training 5 years ago instead of Facebook ads, you could be a millionaire right now. And actually, all the more reason to jump in Email 10K, because you could still be a millionaire with cold email, and it's not going anywhere. Email's been around for more than 25 years. I think it's actually pushing 40 or even 50 years now that email has been around. So if you compare that to something like Facebook ads, which have only been around since maybe 2010, it's just not comparable, and email's not going anywhere. And the last good reason why cold email outreach is the best is it's multi-purpose. So it's not just great for finding clients or starting a business with no money. You can also use it to find your dream job. We've actually talked about that. You can find your mentor. You can use it to get amazing guests on your podcast. There's so much you can do with good cold email skills that allow you to achieve your dreams. It's crazy to me. I sit down and I'm like, I can write an email to anyone. And if my pitch is good enough, they'll see it and they might respond. It's not like that with any other platform. With every other platform, you're trying to maybe subtly influence people or whatever. With email, you're just going right to them. You can pitch them whatever you want. It could be a dream job, it could be investment in your company, it could be anything. And that's why I really love it. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you want to know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below. Why do you love cold email? Or if you don't, what's stopping you from sending some email campaigns right now? Let's get a conversation going. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.